number 21, Devon Skis. Číslo 94, číslo 94, Volea Palota. Číslo 17, number 17, Tara Swanson. Číslo 10, number 10, Adrian Grace. Číslo 28, number 28, Tamara Pickford. Hlavní coach, head coach, Tyler Spitzer. Dovolte mi, abych přivítal rozhodčí dnešního zápasu Let me welcome games referees. Zápas dnes bude řídit Radka Sinková a Patricie Vokálová, obě z České republiky. The game will be conducted by Radka Sinková and Patricie Vokálová, both referees from the Czech Republic. Prosím, přivítejte všechny týmy nastoupený Kanada a USA. Please welcome team Canada and the USA.
Welcome to Tip Sport Arena, Pardubice in the Czech Republic. We have got a huge matchup for you this morning in the women's competition. Two of the biggest rivals, Canada versus the United States in women's ball hockey. The United States coming into this game with a record of 2 wins, no losses. They've won both their opening games. They did win their first game against Italy in overtime. That was a tough game for them, one they were expected to win a little more easily than that. See the U.S. goalkeeper, Alessandra Glista. Down in the Canadian goal, number 45, Nathalie Girard. For Canada, got off to a slow start. They lost to Slovakia in their opening game, 2-1. But then handily defeated the UK yesterday, 11-0. So the one common opponent between these two teams, Slovakia. The United States beat them 3-1. Canada lost 2-1. The other story for Canada in yesterday's win over the UK, 2 players were injured. Chloe Tinkler and Dawn Tulk both injured their knees. I'm told by the Canadian staff that Tinkler may be back before the tournament is over. Neither one is playing today. Dawn Tulk, news is a little bit worse. It's a re-injury of an injury she had previously and is unlikely to return for these championships. Standings in the women's division, Czech Republic, perfect. 2-0, they've got 6 points. United States got 2 wins, but because one of them was an overtime win, they have 5. Canada, Slovakia with 3, Italy with 1, Great Britain yet to get a point. We are underway. Canada versus the USA. Kristen Coos up ahead. It's picked off by the U.S. Ball right along the blue line. Cleared in by the United States. Back to pick it up. Mandy Duhamel for Canada. Up to the boards, looking for Sarah Francis. Shot comes in from the point from Lindsay Weil. It went wide of the goal. Rattray breaking in. Rattray to the backhand. Couple of whacks at it, kept out. Good goaltending. Stopped by Glista. Rattray, one chance and then got her own rebound. Glista able to hold it out. Mers. On the far side, that's picked off. Julia Bronson will bring it in for the U.S. Bronson at the blue line has it taken away by Pallotta. The U.S. gained the blue line, trying to split the defense. Was Bronson, knocked off her stick. Johnson for Canada working down low, comes out in front. Backhand shot. Gerard, her first test, makes a save. Pressure now by the U.S. Amber Moore over at the left point. Ball goes up and out of play. It'll come outside the blue line, so a chance for each team. First, here's the chance for Rattray. Jamie Lee Rattray. Stops up, gets the backhand. Good save by Glista, and then Glista pokes the ball away. Face-off control by Team Canada. The benches yelling out instructions to the players. Amanda Kane got it up ahead. They get it in over the blue line, but taken away by the U.S. Moore. Up looking for Simpson. Ball stays in play. Over on the far side, they get it to Amanda Kane. Amanda Kane will clear it in. U.S. on it first, down in the corner. That's number 21, Eileen Mesler, has it taken away by Rattray. Out in front, shot saved made by Glista. And the U.S., they want to get a line change in, so they'll just clear it down the floor. We'll get a whistle, come back down to the right of Alessandra Glista in goal for the U.S. That is Stephanie Caban. Face-off won by the U.S. Caban. Around the boards, hustling to get over there first is Devin Skeets for Team Canada. Down low to Skeets. Out into the slot area, comes back at the blue line. Kept in by Swanson. Rattray couldn't catch up to it. The ball got away from her. Down in the corner. Comes off the boards. Canada is on it. Back at center, knocked out by the U.S. Trying to race onto it. As the U.S. player, it's going to be a penalty coming up to Canada. Sherry Stewart of the U.S. trying to split the defense, hustling down there. Ball chopped away. Two players run into each other. It's number 91, Cheyenne Eagle, knocks down Stewart. So USA go on the power play. They win the face-off. McEwen doesn't shoot it. Over on the left side, shot comes in, well wide of the goal. Lindsay Weil on the right point. Back to McEwen on the right side. Dobson. They'll work it down low. Shot from a very sharp angle. Kept out by Girard. Ball goes in behind the goal. U.S. come up with it. Back at the right point, left point. McEwen. Shot. Blocked up high, and it bounces down the floor. U.S. get it in over the blue line. Canada had it momentarily. Ball goes high in the air and out of play. The face-off is going to stay in the Team Canada end. Kayla McEwen of the U.S. The U.S. change up their power play. Stephanie Caban at the right point. Karen Levin over at the left side, comes back to Levin. She'll center it. Doesn't shoot it. Ball bounced. Now it's thrown in front. Taken around behind the goal by the U.S. They'll try the wraparound. Ball gathered up by Girard. She'll hold on to it. 49 seconds left to go in the U.S. power play. See the wraparound attempt by Taylor Stedman. Never did get the ball out in front. Bronson to face off against Paulada. All right, now we're set to go. Controlled by the U.S. Stedman. Another penalty coming up to Team Canada as they touch it up. Tripping will be the call. So now a two-player advantage for the United States. Canada in penalty trouble early in this game. Sarah Francis will join Cheyenne Eagle in the penalty box. Still 36 seconds to go in the penalty to Eagle. So a 5-on-3 for the U.S. Canada win the face-off. Off the boards and to center. Good job to hold it in. Karen Levin. Canada on it again. Still can't get it out. Along the boards. They'll battle. U.S. will come up with it. They'll drop it back and set up now. Down into the corner. Stedman. Back at the point. Levin. Shot saved by Girard. No rebound. Good rebound control by Natalie Girard. U.S. will change up at the point, coming on Amber Moore and Eileen Mesler. Moore and Mesler back at the point. Canada makes a change. Coming out Michelle Mars. Referee's not going to allow it. Going to send Mars back to the players' bench. Skeets will come back on. Again, Canada win the face-off. They'll get it up high. Don't get it out. Mesler able to hold it in. Now Canada's got it. Clear it down the floor. It's just a one-player advantage now for the U.S. Minute 13 to go in the 5-on-4 power play. The key to killing off the first part of that, the 5-on-3 for Canada, was winning the two face-offs in their own end. Now they'll get it and clear it down the floor. Under a minute to go. Actually, it went out of play down below us. Team Canada bench. It's Eileen Mesler. This time the U.S. control the faceoff. Mesler over to Moore. Moore fakes the shot, goes over to the left side. Shot blocked. Second one put wide. Race for it along the boards. Canada got to it, but it's kept in. Harrington across. That pass just hopped over the stick of Haley Fraid. Again, the shot goes in wide, batted to the boards by Canada. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Reddington over to the other side. Fraid back to Moore. 5 seconds to go in the power play for the USA. Frade, Reddington's in front. Frade tried to get it in front. That was blocked by Mers. Penalty's now over. Canada has killed it off. Duhamel here to the near side. And it's going to be another penalty to Team Canada. Their third penalty here early in the first period. Again, it'll be a tripping call. So this is a big issue for Team Canada early. Desmier picks up the penalty. So after killing off the 5-on-3 and the 5-on-4, they find themselves short a player again. 5-on-4 power play again for the U.S. Canada kind of playing with fire here early in the first period. Paige Harrington. Shot blocked by Girard. Turning. Kristen Coos, and Coos will clear it down the floor. Canada changing up their penalty killers. Minute 30 to go in this power play. This Harrington, who has some professional ice hockey experience. Cleared in. Out and down the floor again by Canada. Nikki Ganazzi. Dumped in by the U.S., but from their own side of center. So with the power play, USA guilty of the flooring call. 1 minute exactly to go in the 5-on-4 power play. USA bench. They've had their chances. Still a minute to go on the power play, but they've got to start back in their own end. Lindsay Wild for the USA. Face-off comes down into Team Canada's end, but they'll get there first. Back to the USA blue line. The USA have to try and gain the offensive zone, but they're forced back into their own end as the pass was deflected. They'll move it up to Foley. She's stopped right away. So far, not much happening on this power play for the U.S., and they misfire on that pass. Going back to get it is Lindsay Wild. Up ahead to Bronson, knocked off her stick and out of play. U.S. can't get it in over the blue line. Gets set up. Down to 25 seconds to go in the power play. Three straight penalties for Team Canada here in the first half of the first period. Been forced to defend in their own end. Again, they win the face-off. Ball comes out over the blue line, brought back in. U.S. now a chance to set up. But that was stopped. Amanda Kane blocking that, or rather that was Traversa, 88. Pass mishandled by the U.S. Down the floor, they're going to wave off the flooring. Penalty's over. Team Canada back to full strength. Tipped right down to Glista in goal for the U.S. Stephanie Caban. Trying to get away is Strohmeyer. Dumped in by the U.S. Back there first is Kristen Coos. Coos, 14 Canada turns. She'll wheel and head up the floor. Kristen Coos. Coos to the outside, trying to get around Ganazzi. She'll turn, play it in. Ganazzi's got it. Backhands it out down to the Team Canada blue line. Heather Berzins. They move it up ahead. Canada trying to break in. Ball is loose. USA come away with it. Trying to cut inside was Harrington. She was cut off. Canada's got it. Rattray with a good move. Gets free. Makes the pass in front. Ball is still there. Rattray reaching for it. USA clear it. Pass off the boards. And just beyond the reach of the two players. Flooring call against the USA as things open up a little bit now as we get to play a little bit of 5-on-5 after all those Canadian penalties. USA power plays. Natalie Gerard, Canadian goalkeeper. Alessandra Glista, her counterpart for the USA. USA needed to get a fifth player out there. Leanne Dixon comes out because of that late change. We'll have to bring in somebody new to take the face off, Tiffany Funt. Knocked down in the corner. Taken by Dobson. Out in front. Shot. Fired wide by Amanda Kane. And Glista will dive out and cover up the ball off the end boards. Players were battling for it along the near boards, and it just squirted loose to Kane. She got away a pretty good shot. Here's the end of that play, and Glista covering it up. Rattray to take the face-off for Team Canada. Comes up along the boards. Rattray fires it around to the other side, waiting for it over there. Was Dixon of the U.S. Can't get it out. Plays it back. USA down to the Canadian blue line. They'll pick up the loose ball and bring it in. Shot cleared away easily by Gerard. U.S. with it. Back at the point. Wild shot. Didn't get much on that. It just rolls down to Gerard. USA looking for a rebound. None to be had. 4:17 left to go first period. No score. Canada killed off 3 straight penalties. USA had a 5-on-3 for 36 seconds. Canada wins the face-off. Swanson to the other side. Duhamel tried to get there, taken away by Foley of the U.S. Foley, she's stripped of the ball. Long pass down the floor, beyond the reach of Mandy Duhamel. There'll be a flooring call against Canada. We'll come back down to our right. Amber Moore, USA defenseman. Mesler. A lot of these players back from Zug in 2015, both teams. A number of returnees. USA try and get it out in front for Stedman. She was surrounded by Canadian players. Ball put into the Canadian players bench. Face-off will be to the left of the Canadian goalkeeper. Again, if you didn't catch it right off the top, Canada with 2 players missing as a result of injuries suffered in yesterday's game against the UK. Chloe Tinkler and Dawn Tulk, both with knee injuries. Tulk expected to be gone for the remainder of this championship. Canada is hopeful, although no guarantee, that Chloe Tinkler might be able to return at some point. Stopped at center by Eagle. She'll play it in and go into the corner. Chase it down herself against Elena Iadonidis of the U.S., number 11. U.S. on it first. Caban goes back in behind the goal. Levin's tripped up. And yet another penalty to Team Canada. Their 4th here in the first period. Let's see who he is. Number 21, Skeets with the stick. Gets it out in front. She'll go for slashing. Tough to generate offense when you're killing penalties. Only 15-minute periods. Canada now with their 4th penalty. USA with another chance to go ahead. Ball goes up over the top of the Canadian bench.
Time 12:01. Penalty Team Canada by player number 21, Devon Skeets. 2 minutes for slashing.
Clearly, if Canada wants to win this, they've got to stay out of the penalty box. And I'm sure that'll be talked about between periods. They'll clear it down the floor. Minute 40 to go in the USA power play. Just over 2.5 left in the first period. Through the blue line, they'll bring it in. Now they'll set up. They've got control of it. Frade back at the blue line. McEwen. Shot blocked away by Girard off the stick of Lindsay Wild. Frade. She'll get it back. Back at the point, Wild. Back to Frade. Sharp angle shot saved by Girard as she just hugs the post. The ball is put up and out of play. It'll be to Girard's right. We'll do the face-off. Shot from Frade, say from a very sharp angle, and Girard just holds her ground. .57 seconds still remaining in the Team Canada penalty. Dixon played it back. Moore now playing the point. Moore. She'll shoot it over the top of the goal. Comes in front. Canada has it. Mallory Johnson into the corner. Canada now with time. They don't get it out. Knocked down by Dobson. Picked it out of the air. Moore to Dobson. Back to Moore. Can't get the one-timer. Wrist shot over the top of the goal. Rebound off the boards. Comes in front. Picked up by Funt. Back to Moore. Moore looking. Shoots. Deflected wide. Comes out in front. Cleared towards the red line. Moore unable to get to it before it gets out. Canada has killed off their 4th penalty. We are even strength as we're under a minute to go now here in the first period. Running onto it. Rattray. Rattray stops up. Threw it in front off the end boards looking for Duhamel. Duhamel's got it in the corner behind the goal. Francis turning. Threw it to the side of the goal. Glista came diving out. Didn't control it. It was cleared away. Back to the boards. Play continues on. USA have it. Foley. In over the blue line. Stops up there. Foley tried to feed it in front. They've got it. Stedman with a shot. Save is made. Or Bronson that was. Number 18 for the U.S. with that great chance. Back at the blue line. Shot. Goes into the corner. Bronson got a stick on it first for the USA. Girard comes out, covers it up as the buzzer goes. Story of the first period, penalty trouble for Team Canada. 4 straight penalties, they killed them all. And I'm sure the coaching staff will have something to talk about there. For the USA, they need to work on that power play. All those chances, no goals. Got to take advantage of the opportunities. Is it going to be one of those cases where you get all those chances early and don't take advantage of it? Will it come back to bite them? Well, we'll find out. We've got 30 minutes left to play. 1 period done, no score between Canada and the U.S. From Pardubice in the Czech Republic. You're watching the 2017 ISBHF World Ball Hockey Championships.
Auto-In. Partnery Českomoravského svazu hokejbalu jsou Sabe, Střída Sport, Berč 53, Fischer Hockey, Stillman, Hejdu Sport, CCM a Vidwell. Hlavními mediálními partnery mistrovství světa hokejbalu jsou Česká televize a Český rozhlas radiožurnál. Partnery mistrovství světa hokejbalu jsou AHH Auto, Štojbly, léčebné lázně Bohdaneč, Ketodiet, vodovody, kanalizace Pardubice, Explozia, Charlotte TNT Trade, Auto, Energie AG Bohemia, Marknet, Calypso, ČPP Service, Správa a údržba silnic Pardubického kraje, Napatax, Comia, EM Stav, Plastex Aspro, Elektroservice Modr, Finet Pardubice, Tekam, Mados MT, SAM Litomyšl, Bauxet.cz a Top Centrum. Dodavateli mistrovství světa hokejbalu jsou Rozvojový fond Pardubice, ABO, Edera, Konektel, Flejny, Odrážovka, Bitfood, České dráhy, Rosengarten, Patapuf, Red Tide, Monte Catering, Chargebox, All Floor, Tiburon, Kohinor, Berser, Finlandia a Frenzel. Regionálními partnery mistrovství světa hokejbalu jsou Aquacentrum Pardubice, Atrium Palác Pardubice, Deep Vision, Destinační společnost Východní Čechy, Kulturní centrum Pardubice, Dopravní podnik Pardubice, McDonald's, Dostihový spolek Pardubice, HC Dynamo Pardubice, Letiště Pardubice, Golf Resort Útická hora a regionální rozvojová agentura Pardubického kraje. 21, number 21, Devon Skeets. Číslo 94, číslo 94, Lolea Palota. Číslo 17, number 17, Tara Swanson. Číslo 10, number 10, Adrian Grace. Číslo 28, number 28, Tamara Pickford. Hlavní coach, head coach, Tyler Spitzer. Dovolte mi, abych přivítal rozhodčí dnešního zápasu letní Welcome Games Referees. Zápas dnes bude řídit Radka Sinková, Patricie Pokálová, obě z České republiky. The game will be conducted by Radka Sinková and Patricie Pokálová, both referees from the Czech Republic. Prosím, přivítejte všechny týmy nastoupený Kanada a USA. Please welcome team Canada and the USA.
Welcome to Tip Sport Arena, Pardubice in the Czech Republic. We have got a huge matchup for you this morning in the women's competition. Two of the biggest rivals, Canada versus the United States in women's ball hockey. Does shoots, scores! Rebecca Dobson. A great run down the left side, able to cut in front. That took just 14 seconds. Dobson on the backhand here and able to pull it to the forehand up high. That hit the crossbar, came straight down. Let's take a look at it here. Off the crossbar, down and into the back of the goal. So a quick strike for the U.S., straight from the opening faceoff. All those power plays. Couldn't get anything out of it. And 5-on-5 took them 14 seconds to score. Canada trying to get it out. They'll come up with it. Pass into the middle. They'll bring it in. Amanda Kane. Kane behind the goal. Over on the other side, racing to get there first. Brianna Curio. Curio, her shot, that goes wide of the goal. Desmier. Desmier. To the front of the goal. Lista has it, holds on. Canada responds with a pretty good shift after the USA goal. Faceoff comes to the boards. Karen Levin on it first for the USA. Comes in front, cleared again to the boards. It's put up high. It's deflected off of number 67, Danielle Strohmeyer. The faceoff will stay in the USA, into the floor. Rattray to take the faceoff for Canada against Iadonidis. Ball comes back towards the red line. Cleared in by Team Canada. Skeets in behind the goal. Working. Plays it back in. Canada cycling it to get it out in front. Shot. Big save by Glista. The whistle went a little early. The referee explaining she lost sight of the ball. Rattray able to get out in front. Glista got the left shoulder on it. Back at the point, Glista with the save, and again covers up with Rattray looking for the rebound. Canada again control it from the face-off. Here on the near side, Skeets. Skeets has got it in front. USA had it momentarily. Eagle will put it back down deep. Rattray's on it over in the far corner. Watched by Frade. Rattray trying to poke it free. Now Gannazio's on her. Knocked to the corner. She'll go back to the point. Shot in by Johnson. Off the boards, and Gannazio has it. Gannazio. That went off of Johnson over the glass. Face-off will be just outside the USA blue line. Both teams, wholesale changes. Lindsay Wild down the floor. And it will be just enough for a flooring call. And back down to our right, the USA end. It's a goal scorer right there. That's Rebecca Dobson. April Drake, member of Team Canada. Tipped in front, big save by Glista. Kept in by Coos. Great chance for Team Canada. Ball out at center. Coos back at her own blue line. Comes here on the right side. Cleared in. Lindsay Wild to the front of the goal. Knocked down there by McEwen. Ball gets by Team Canada at center. They touched it, so no flooring. Swanson. Team Canada get it out. Rattray. She's had a strong game for Team Canada. Team Canada bring it in, onside. Rattray will go down into the corner along with Wild. Wild comes up with the ball, knocked off her stick. Picked up by Mesler. Mesler goes down, and another penalty coming up to Team Canada. Just can't stay out of the penalty box. This will be 5 straight to Team Canada. Interference will be the call. Here's the trip. Alicia Desmier gone to the penalty box. Her second.
Čas 18:58.
Ball is touched at the USA bench.
Číslo 4, Alicia Desmier, 2 minuty nedovolené bránění. Time 18:58. Penalty for Team Canada by
Shot by Team Canada, so the face-off will come back in the Team Canada end of the floor. Race for it over on the far side. Team Canada gets there first and clears it down the floor. Karen Levin. Here on the near side, Stephanie Caban. Caban will bring it in over the blue line, dump it in around behind the goal. Canada got to it first and cleared it out over the red line. The USA now will have to gain the blue line again. They do. And throw it around back at the point. Levin. She wants to switch with Caban. They'll crisscross. Bronson. Great pass across, but shot wide by Kelly Foley. Great pass by Bronson here. She's waiting, great patience, and then that diagonal pass down to the far post. And it's put wide by Foley. Set up perfectly. Face-off won by the United States. Stewart with a chance, shot on goal. Gerard makes the save, and Canada puts the ball up into the mesh. USA coming close on this power play. It's been the best of their power plays. Stewart gets it. It's a pretty good shot while moving away from the goal. Gerard makes the save. And you see the ball being cleared. Again, the USA control from the faceoff. Shot just misses from Haley Fraid. Wild. Back at the right point. Over here on the left side. McEwen slap shot. Gerard makes a save. Fraid has it into the crease. Stopped by Team Canada. Somebody's lost a shoe out there. It's a shoe just sitting in the faceoff circle back in the Team Canada end. .23 seconds to go in the power play. Getting to it first was Rattray. Rattray short-handed. Rattray breaking it. Rattray with a couple of big moves, and McEwen stays with her and clears it. Rattray along the boards, killing time. Penalty is now over. Desmier back out on the floor for Team Canada. We're back to 5-on-5. Johnson, she lost it. Racing after it, Stewart. Johnson gets to it first. Team Canada. Rattray. Rattray's in over blue line, fakes the shot. Tried to make the pass. That was stopped by McEwen. Ball down into the corner. Francis. Battling with Dobson. Team Canada come up with it, throw it in front. Chance right there, big save made by Glista. Francis had the good chance for Canada, then it's thrown through the crease. Coos hustles over to hold it in. Behind the goal, Pallotta. Pallotta for Team Canada. Traversa was in the high slot, ball went past her. Kept in, down low. Team Canada working the cycle, out in front, shot goes wide. Another penalty coming up. Holding. This one will go to the U.S. So Canada with their first power play opportunity of this game comes with 7:13 gone in the second period. Rebecca Dobson. Is that a goal? Got a penalty?
Čas 22:13.
All right, Canada control it. Back at center. Into the slot. Rattray turns. Big save by Glista. Great reaction save. Got the left pad down. Rob Rattray. Coos to the boards. Rattray. Back to Coos. Kristen Coos. Her shot. That hit somebody in front. USA had it momentarily. Taken away by Amanda Kane. And working it down the corner. Comes back up along the point. To Coos. Coos has it. Coos doesn't shoot it. Rattray, she shoots it. Another save made by Glista, this time with the right pad. Coos holds it in. Her shot whistled wide of the goal. Rattray fires it. Scores! Jamie Lee Rattray. So many chances. Finally gets the goal for Canada to bring them even with the United States. She was stopped twice by Glista, but wow, how much time has she got to wind up and fire that? Glista made two pad saves, a left pad, right pad, then Rattray goes high into the top of the goal. Canada makes good on their one power play opportunity and have tied it. Dumped down to the Canadian blue line, poked down a little further by Foley. Foley racing after it. Foley's got it, kicks it up to her stick. Foley feeds it in front. Canada clears it. Off the boards. Racing onto it is Team Canada. That's April Drake. Back behind the goal. Canada cycling it. Back in behind again. They throw it out in front. Drake trying to get to it. Traverser couldn't get a stick, and the USA breakaway. Slapped in by Stedman. Foley getting to it first for the USA. Down in the corner. Watched by Duhamel. Foley got it out in front, got the shot away. Girard makes the save. See Foley swinging around the goal. Managed to get the shot on goal, hoping for a rebound. Stedman in there looking for, or Bronson rather. Girard doesn't give up the rebound. Face off to her left. Team Canada has it. Off the glass, down the floor. Karen Levin kept in at the blue line by Canada. Battle down in the corner. Working hard. Beersens for Canada. Poked free by the U.S. Stephanie Caban got it. Cleared it all the way down the floor, but that'll be a flooring call against the USA. We are tied. 9:30 gone here in the second period. 1-1 between these two great North American rivals. And another great game between two rivals in the women's competition coming up at 4 o'clock. Czech Republic and Slovakia. Squeezed in between that. At 1:30 is a game in the men's competition between Greece and Finland. Huge game for both teams. Ball just inside the Canadian blue line, right along the half wall. Canada comes up with it. Curio. Ball cleared away by the U.S. again. That's picked off by Lindsay Wild, who cleared back in around behind the Canadian goal. Waiting for it there. Michelle Mars. Up at the U.S. blue line, back to get it. Ganazio. Canada keep it in. Try and get it back to Rattray. That was knocked away. Dobson will clear it in. Canada comes up with it. Mallory Johnson off the boards. He'll backhand it in, chasing after it. Rattray out in front, tried to make a little move. The shot came in on the rebound. Glista holds the fort. Rattray's been extremely dangerous for Canada. She's been by far their best player. Great move to get around the defender. Tries to pull it back out in front. Glista with the poke check and then makes the save on the rebound off or on Sarah Francis. Held in at the blue line by Francis. Towards the goal, it was deflected wide. Canada will get to it first here along the near boards. In front. Canada still with it. Backhand towards the front of the goal, knocked down by the U.S. defense. They'll move it up ahead to Foley here on the left side. Foley in over the Canadian blue line. Pulls it back and then backhands it down low. Swanson around the boards. Taken by April Drake. Drake up through the middle, a good pass. Tipped on. U.S. on it first. Canada steals it. Here's Rattray again. Rattray with a shot. That just missed short side. U.S. will clear it in. They want to get a line change in. Canada has it. They want to move it quickly. Up ahead, 2-on-1, shaping up down low. Right in front. Shot saved by Glista. The rebound is still there. It was Cheyenne Eagle who sprung free. Glista with a big save. Glista much busier here in the second period. She's played well for the U.S. Levin working against Beersens. Strohmeyer. Shot, that got through, just went wide as it changed direction. On it first, Simpson. Simpson for the U.S. in behind the goal. Trying to hold off the Canadian defense. Knocked off her stick by Coos. Coos will get it. Up towards the blue line, kept in over there by Caban. Caban's got it again. Finally, Canada come up with it and move it out to center. No further. Stopped there by the U.S. Ball bouncing around. Taken by Canada. Dumped in. Wide of the goal. Levin. Long pass up at center. Knocked down. Amanda Kane's got it. It'll be a glove pass. You hear the U.S. bench yelling out. That long slap pass from Duhamel that finds Cheyenne Eagle here in front. Great save by Alessandra Glista of the U.S. U.S. working it down low into the corner. Back at the point, the shot didn't get through. Wild will play it in again. Frade leaves it. Oh, I thought she left it in the corner. She'll keep going with it. Now she stopped in behind the Canadian goal. Ball comes into the corner. Close quarters right now. Canada comes up with it. Got 1 minute to go here in the second. Wild.
1 minute left in the second period.
Quickly up ahead. Frade diving, gets a stick on it. That prevents the flooring call. Canada comes up. 45 seconds to go in the period. He'll turn it over to the blue line. Frade will turn and shoot it right back in. Hustling in there is Leanne Dixon. Dixon for the U.S. Dixon turning as the Canadian player lost their stick. She's got it picked up again, but Dixon staying with the ball. Back behind the goal to Funt. A lot of stick handling. Swanson watching her. Funt still has it. Funt holding it. The captain of the U.S. women's team finally lost control of it. Canada tried to poke it away. Comes back to Funt. They didn't get it out. Shot right on goal by Dobson. That'll do it. Buzzer will go. Just one penalty each in that period. Canada made good on their power play. Goal by Jamie Lee Rattray, and they've tied it. No big surprise. It's a close game. 1-1 tie after 30 minutes of play. We'll be back with the final 15 minutes of this one in just under 10 minutes. Make sure you come back and join us then. It should be a great finish. Canada, the USA women's ball hockey. From Pardubice, here in the Czech Republic.
Hlavní partneři mistrovství světa hokejbalu jsou Czech, Manufacturing, PlayStation, služby města Pardubice, Battery Shop, T6 Power, Quiz, Barhold, AML Holding, Radegast, stavební firma Ječmínek, Czech Insurance Agency, Nissan Auto In. Partnery Českomoravského svazu hokejbalu jsou Saber, Střída Sport, Merch 53, Fisher Hacking, Stillman, K2 Sport, CCM a Whitwer. Hlavními mediálními partnery mistrovství světa hokejbalu jsou Česká televize a Český rozhlas Radiožurnál. Partnery mistrovství světa hokejbalu jsou AAA Auto, Štojbly, Léčebné lázně Pohdareč, Keto Diet, Vodovody a kanalizace Pardubice, Explozia, Charlotte T&T Trade, Autov, Energie AG Bohemia, Markmet, Calypso, ČPP Service, Správa a údržba silnic Pardubického kraje, Napatax, Comia, EN Stav, Astex a Aspr, Elektroservice Modr, Finet Pardubice, Tekam, Mados NT, SAM Litomyšl, Bauset.cz a Top Centrum. Dodavateli mistrovství světa hokejbalu jsou Rozvojový fond Pardubice, AB Kop, Edera, Connectel, Flamy, Odrážovka, Bitfood, České dráhy, Rosengard, Papapuf, Red Tide, Bonte Catering, Chargebox, Wallfloor, Tiburon, Kohinor, Berserk, Finlandia a Frenzel. Regionálními partnery mistrovství světa hokejbalu jsou Aquacentrum Pardubice, Atrium Palác Pardubice, Deep Vision, destinační společnost Východní Čechy, Kulturní centrum Pardubice, Dopravní podnik Pardubice, McDonald's, Dostihový spolek Pardubice, HC Dynamo Pardubice, Letiště Pardubice, Golf Resort Lutická hora a regionální rozvojová agentura Pardubického kraje.
Občas budu dělat nějaký krok, třeba i do strany a možná i
Kluci italský, upekli jste to výborně. A víno máte taky skvělý. To je paráda. No ale hokejbal prostě na nás nemáme. Nevím jak vy, ale já potřebuji věřit právě americký burger. Já už si tady držím první řadu, protože je 20:30 vystoupí vypsaná na pódiu ve fanzóně. A pro vás, pro všechny, zadarmo! Přijďte i vy do fanzóny, protože tam bude plná lidí. Bude to po zápase Česko-Amerika. Vypsaná fixa zahraje i hymnu mistrovství světa v hokejbale 2017. Vraťme se na to. Češi do toho! Takhle se fandí na zápase Česko-Amerika. Fandí celá natřískaná Sport Arena. A fandit se bude i po tomto zápase, protože všichni budou do fanzóny, protože tam hraje kdo? Vypsaná fixa a zadarmo! Jo, páříme na vypsanou fixu, pojďte pařit se mnou, jdeme čekovat fanzónu. Můžu se zeptat, jak si užíváte vypsanou fixu?
Maria, vy jste mě ale úplně vyděsil. No výborně.
Jak se vám to líbí?
No super, my jsme na to čekali, že jo? Když jsme prohráli, tak se musíme teď aspoň kompenzovat trošku.
Jak se ti líbí koncert vypsané fixy?
Určitě je to super, perfektní zpestření a myslím, že to je všechno patří jako pecka.
Je to největší pecka, přišli si to tady nesmírně užívat. A o to všechno tady je, mistrovství světa a my to zlato stejně tady dostaneme.
Bylo to výborně, myslím si, že jsme to dali všechno.
Co tohle?
Vynikající, krásná atmosféra, lidi si užili světa, tak se jsme trochu zlepšili náladu po katastrofálním výkonu kanadských rozhodčí. A Kanada by se měla omluvit nejen za tréninkem se, ale také za výkon svých slepých rozhodčí.
Nikdo moc neví o tom, že ty jsi vlastně hokejbal hrál. Co jsi říkal? Nechtěl bys si znovu třeba hrát, když jsi viděl výkon našich proti Americe?
Když jsem to viděl, jak se teď hraje, tak bych fakt hrát teďka nechtěl.
Přátelé,
Přijďte sem, je to tady výborný, výborně zorganizovaný. Pardubice žijou svůj sen. Fakt, když jsme zakládali Sweet Stars někdy před 25 lety, nebo kdy to bylo, tak nikdo nečekal, že by se někdy tohle mohlo stát, že by takhle v uvozovkách malý sport mohl zažít mistrovství světa a ještě tady v tom městě. Tak je to boží, paráda.
tak to byl Marek. Přijďte i vy do fanzóny. Vraťme zlato domů.
One tie between these two great hockey nations, Canada and the USA. Women's ball hockey here in the Czech Republic. Shots on goal after two periods now, 20-14. Canada closing the gap. They outshot 18-3 in that first period because of all those penalties. They outshot the U.S. 11-2 in the second. We got a power play goal, so we're tied at 1. 15 minutes to go in regulation time. If it's tied, they will go directly to a shootout. But 15 minutes to play first. McEwen off the boards for the U.S. Ball goes down the floor. Getting their first, Mallory Johnson for Team Canada. Takes it around behind her own net. Plays it to Francis. Francis, long outlet pass, finds Pallotta. Pallotta in over the blue line. Pallotta holding it. Her shot didn't get through. She's got it. Cycles it down into the corner. Rattray, who's got the goal for Canada and who has been very good throughout the game, has had their best chances, been their best player, is out there again. Held in at the blue line. Duhamel. Shot came in wide of the goal, and Glista will take it off the end boards and cover it up so that there's no rebound. Coming up at 1:30, men's game, Finland and Greece. Winner of that will maintain a position in the playoff hunt. In the A group, the loser will drop down to 5th and will likely not get a chance to compete. They'll have to play against a B pool team and finish at least 9th or 10th to continue in A pool in the next World Championships in 2019. Thrown in front. Nobody back at this point for Canada. They'd all moved in, so U.S. will bring it out. A pass just beyond the reach of Kelly Foley. 2 number 4s go in there, Foley and Desmere. Bronson. Taken away by Canada. Going to be a penalty here to the U.S. Kelly Foley. High sticking. You see as the Canadian players bringing it out, she gets her stick up. And gets called for high sticking. Canada 1 for 1 on the power play. Over in the penalty box, Foley just looking up at the replay on the big screen here. Didn't like the call. Canada sets up. Slap pass down into the corner. On it first, Rattray. Back to Coos. Coos doesn't shoot it. Back to Rattray. Towards the goal, tipped in! Beautiful pass from Jamie Lee Rattray. She finds Amanda Kane over at the left post. Kane tips it in. Canada takes the lead, 2 for 2 on the power play opportunities. Here's Rattray. Looks like she's going to shoot it, but that's a pass to Kane right there on the doorstep. Tips it home. Right on the tape. Look at this pass. Boom. In the back of the net. Drake. She'll clear it in. Glister will cover it up. As Team Canada has taken a 2-1 lead. USA did not take advantage of all those power play opportunities they had. Team Canada has had 2, and they've scored twice. Rattray with a goal and an assist. Gnazio off the boards, kept in by Canada. Ball goes up in the air and out of play. See it go up high. Kane, who is from Newfoundland and Labrador in Canada, scores the goal. One of 4 Newfoundlanders on this Canadian women's team. Unfortunately, Don Talk appears to be done for the tournament with a knee injury. All 4 were in Zug as well, and I only mention that, of course, because that's my home province as well. Just throw it in there and promote the players from the home province. 7 on the Canadian men's team, who are getting better and better with every game they play. They're looking strong. Here the women need a victory against the U.S. Don't need it to move on, but they'd like to move ahead of the U.S. in the standings and get ready for a matchup they're going to have a little later in the week against the Czech Republic. Canadian player goes down. Play continues. U.S. shot from outside. It was deflected. Gerard's got it as it came off the end boards. Dobson had a chance. She's got the 1 USA goal. Came close to getting her second there. Shot off the end boards. And there's Dobson first on it. Gets to the rebound. Gerard just lays out. Keeps the ball out of the net. Canada on it. Along the boards. Comes free. USA. Keep it in. Foley in front. Shot comes towards the front of the goal. That's cleared away. And Kane trying to chase after it on the right side. First there is Amber Moore for the U.S. Doesn't get it out. Desmier's got it. Plays it back in. That's right on the stick of Moore. Back it comes to Mallory Johnson. Ball bounces on her. Goes up high in the air. Batted away. Batted from inside the blue line, so it's not a glove pass. Canada will clear it down and they will change. Karen Levin for the U.S. To Mesler. Up at the blue line. They gain the zone. Strohmeyer. Strohmeyer turns, shoots. Gerard makes the save. Shot from Danielle Strohmeyer from well out. Gerard covered it up, didn't give up a rebound. Face off to her right. Canada had it, but then had it stolen away. Shot comes in again. Gerard with the save, as Simpson had a chance. Canada seemed to win the face-off, but then the U.S. stole it, and there's Simpson getting away a pretty good shot. Gerard, left pad save. Duhamel gets it out for Canada down the floor. Racing onto it is Iodonidis for the U.S. Get it up towards the blue line and out down the floor. Whistle will go and we'll go back down to the left. 4:49 gone, third period. Canada leading it 2-1. Canadian fans in attendance today. Stewart gets it off the boards to the Canadian blue line. No further. Comes right back to her. Stewart over the blue line. Shot. Gerard again with the save. Keeps it out. Doesn't give up a rebound. Face-off won by the U.S. Stewart plays it back to the point. Comes back to Stewart. In around behind the goal to Haley Frade. U.S. player knocked down. Play continues on. Ball's in the corner. Stewart pinned against the boards. Pushed there by Michelle Mers. Stewart gets it back to the point to Ganazio. Down to Reddington. In behind the goal, and Team Canada will pick it up. Mallory Johnson. Johnson off the boards, was trying to get it to Drake. Goes right down to Glista, and that'll force a face-off in the U.S. end. A lot of whistles in the last few minutes. Play moving slowly here in the third period ever since that Team Canada power play goal. Just 5:41 gone. Eagle for Canada, trying to get it in over the blue line. Rattray was in there looking for it as well, but the U.S. move it down to the Canadian blue line. They'll work along the boards, 4 players down there. Finally, they'll hold it against the boards. Referee blows the whistle. With the face-off just outside the Canadian blue line. Second of 6 games we have on our schedule for you today that we will be live streaming here from Tipsport. 2 huge women's games. This is the first. Desmier looking for Kane. McEwen back there for the U.S. McEwen around the boards. Canada will get to it first here on the near side. Held in by Desmier. Still down along the blue line. Desmier's gone down, grabbing her right knee. Canada already having 2 players out with leg injuries. Certainly don't want to lose a third. This is Elisa Desmier. Stepped on the U.S. player's stick is what happened there. Stepped on the stick of Taylor Stedman. Canadian training staff busy the last couple of days. There you see, by the way, on the Canadian bench, you may have noticed Dawn Tulk. She is dressed and on the bench, but she will not be playing. She and Chloe Tinkler out for today's game. As we mentioned, Tulk likely done for the tournament. Tinkler, they're hoping to get back. All right, Desmier is up and walking. Looks to be okay. Let's hope that's the case. Because of the 2 injuries, by the way, Canada has dressed assistant coach Tamara Pickford, who was listed as both a coach and a player. Didn't expect to play, except in the case of injuries, and that's the case. So Tamara Pickford, number 28, is dressed for Canada. Gerard let that one get away from her. It's thrown out in front. Back to pick it up is Francis. Over the far side, it got past Duhamel. Now it came back to her, up ahead. Pallotta in over the right side for Team Canada. Drops it back. Back at the point. No shot. Working it in front. That shot got through. Glista with a couple of saves. That was Rattray again. Rattray's got it one more time. The ball just following her in this game. In front, comes back to Rattray. She'll shoot it again. Glista with the save. U.S. forced to just get rid of it. Whistle goes. 7:42 gone third period. Face-off will come back in the U.S. end. Francis with the backhand opportunity. That scramble in front of the U.S. goal. Cleared off the boards, racing to it for the U.S. Shot comes in. Gerard has it. Good run by Strohmeyer. That was for the U.S. Danielle Strohmeyer. Pardubice won the faceoff, but stolen by Team Canada. Levin back to pick it up for the U.S. Leaves it in the corner, looking for Stephanie Caban. Up towards the blue line. Kept in by Traversa. Caban back to play it. U.S. up through center, picked off by Rattray. Rattray gets it to Eagle. Eagle's in over the blue line. Rattray heading for the front of the goal. Pass came through. Went off her stick into the corner. Rattray has it again. Towards the goal, right on goal. Glista makes the save again. Rattray again working off the boards. Another shot. Glista got a piece of it as she got the left arm up. By my count, that's probably a dozen shots on goal registered by Jamie Lee Rattray. She's got a goal as well. But what chances she has had. There you see Glista just getting the left arm up, getting a piece of that ball to knock it out. As Rattray comes off the boards. Ball stolen away by the U.S. out at center. They'll continue on. They'll bring it into Team Canada's zone. Breaking in all the way to the goal. It's going to draw a penalty. Was Haley Frey. Play continues now, touched up by Canada. Frey is down and injured. But a great burst of speed as she split the Canadian defense, drew the penalty. There you see Haley Frey down. Gets through the defense there. She gets tripped up. As a Canadian player fall on top of her, she goes towards the side of the goal. What an individual effort by Haley Frey. And she is still down on the floor to the side of the Canadian goal. Penalty, tripping to Team Canada. Much as the Canadian training staff a moment ago had concern for Lisa Desmier, the U.S. concern for Haley Frey. So the U.S. men's team and other supporters see the concern on their faces as well. Afraid now they get her up to at least a sitting position. You get medical staff from here at Tipsport. The arena will come out, see if further assistance is required. U.S. staff says we're okay, I think. But they're not going to rush things. Indication was there, if you see the hand gesture made by the Canadian trainer, that may have hit her head. It may have been on the floor as she fell. Again, a Canadian player came over the top of her. So again, whenever that's the case, you take your time. You don't rush anything. 9:18 gone in the third period. Look at the U.S. bench. Now Frey gets to her feet and will make her way back to the U.S. bench, and she gets a nice round of applause from the fans here. There's Haley Frey. And she will stay on the bench at least for right now, as the training staff continue to check on her. Not sure what the delay is here. One of the referees has come over to the Canadian bench. The other referee is going over to the penalty box. Okay. They don't have anybody in the penalty box. Question is, who was the penalty on? After all that, maybe the referees don't remember. I'm not sure why it's taking so long to get somebody over there. It is a 5-on-4 power play, but nobody going to the bench. And that was the case. They had to check with the scorers on who the penalty was on. And they decide it's going to be on Cheyenne Eagle. My apologies. Cheyenne Eagle, her second penalty. Well, not sure. We're going to have a further discussion. The gate is still open. One of the officials over in the penalty box is standing in the open gate, wants to talk to one of the referees. A long delay here at Tipsport. I've got number 19 put up on the clock. Number 19 is Skeets. 91 is Eagle. So they're still not sure they've got the right person. They're still discussing it over there. Now the other referee is going to come over and they can add some assistance. Tamara Pickford, who's assistant coach with Team Canada on the roster, as you mentioned, she's out there now talking to both officials, and that's the case. They're not sure who the penalty is on. There you see Tamara Pickford, both referees. Maybe they could show the replay up on the big screen and they could get another look at it and pick somebody. Well, they've agreed who they're going to penalize. No, hang on. One referee went over as if to say we're going to keep it as 91. They closed the gate. 19 is on the board. They may change it to 91. Either way, we are finally underway. Canada doesn't get it out. Misfired. Wild will hold it in. McEwen doesn't shoot it. Bronson down in the corner. Ball got away from her. USA maintain control. Foley here on the right side, down in the corner. Foley in behind the goal. Bronson holding it to Foley. They have changed it up on the clock to 91. Shot. Girard makes the save. No traffic in front. No rebound. We'll take a look at it here. And 91's nowhere to be seen. There were 3 Canadian players in there. You could pick one of those, but 91 wasn't one of them. But that's who's in the penalty box. Foley trying to get it out in front. That was blocked. Comes to the side of the goal. Team Canada's got it. Don't get it out. Wild holds it in. McEwen. Just under a minute to go now in the power play. McEwen. And to Stedman. That shot was blocked by Pickford. Right into her feet. Didn't know where it was right away. Didn't get it out. U.S. maintained possession. Just the one shot. That from well outside with no screen in front. Now they'll go down low. Bronson tried to wrap around, hit the side of the goal. Bronson knocked down behind the goal. Ball is loose. Foley's on it first. 22 seconds to go in the penalty to Eagle. Foley doesn't shoot it. Down Bronson. Out in front. Coos clears it, but McEwen's got it. That one off a foot wide of the goal. One off of Rattray. Ball goes to the boards. McEwen keeps it in for the U.S. 2 seconds to go. Eagle is out of the penalty box. Foley's got it. Canada's killed off another one. Foley to the side of the goal, into the crease. Ball bouncing around, taken away by Eagle. Eagle up the floor. Eagle all alone on this rush. Team Canada changing to get the penalty killers off and fresh legs out on the floor. Curio's shot doesn't get through. U.S. come back. Get it in behind the Canadian goal. Duhamel pinned against the boards by Dobson. Along the boards. Eagle through the middle. That's taken by 11. 3 minutes to go in the third period. Tipped in by Canada, forcing Caban to go back. Kane has it along the boards. Back out at center. Michelle Mers in behind the goal. Desmere, who's back out there for Team Canada after suffering a bit of a spill. Shot came in. Lister made the save. There's the save by U.S. goalkeeper Alessandra Lista. .233 left to go third period. Canada clinging to a slim 1-goal lead. A couple of power play goals. Shot came in. Glista blocked it away. At the blue line, Michelle Mers. Watched by Stewart. Swings it around on the far side for Pallotta. Pallotta up ahead for Rattray. Hopped over Herstick. Moore will give it to Ganazio. Rattray will dump it in. Moore back there for the USA. Stolen away by Canada out in front. Ball bounced. Francis couldn't get the shot. Back comes the United States. Long shot from outside. That rang off the goalpost. U.S. coming close. Paige Harrington. Shot blocked by Francis, and the ball goes down the floor. Harrington back to pick it up. Turnover at the blue line. Canada will hold it in. Skeets, her shot goes wide. Off the end boards. That hit the outside of the goal. Swiping at it and getting it down the floor was Kelly Foley. And they're going to call a flooring call against the United States. U.S. fans didn't like that. Thought that Canada could have caught up to it. Didn't give their best effort. Ball stolen by the U.S. Foley, but off her stick and up and out of play. Out at center, Canada got a stick on it. Played it in, U.S. come up with it. Under a minute to go now. U.S. would like to get their goalie out, but Coos has got it for Canada off the boards. Now Foley will clear it in. And to the bench comes Alessandra Glista. U.S. net is empty. They've got the extra attacker on there. Eagle has it at center, kicks it down the floor. Running back there is Kayla McEwen. We'll leave it in the corner for Stewart. Only 20 seconds left now. Canada's got it. Shot towards goal. McEwen has it. Time running out on the U.S. Down now to just 10 seconds left to go. They've got it at the blue line. Get it in over, but Desmuir's got it. Clears it out at center. That's going to do it. Team Canada is going to win this one. Desmuir, not sure if that one will count. Puts it in the empty net just as the buzzer goes. The officials are going to discuss whether or not that empty net goal will count. Thought I heard the buzzer just as she shot it, which means it would have crossed the goal after the buzzer went. The referee's discussing it. And we'll just wait to get the official so we know exactly what the final score is. No goal. I think they got it right. 2-1 is the final. Canada defeats the United States in a game that really featured power plays and penalty kills. Canada killed off 6 penalties. USA unable to score on the power play. Canada only had 2 power plays of their own, and they were perfect. 2-0 on the power play. So Team Canada moves ahead of the United States, moves into second place in the women's division behind the Czech Republic. Czech Republic playing later this afternoon, 4 o'clock local time. They'll take on their neighbors Slovakia. Up next, we've got Greece and Finland in a men's game. That game scheduled for 1:30 local time, just under an hour from now. We invite you to join us then. My name is George Scott. You're watching the 2017 ISBHF World Ball Hockey Championships from Pardubice in the heart of the Czech Republic.
Team Canada is player number 35, Natalia Giroux. Dámy a pánové, nyní si poslechneme národní hymnu vítěze, to je tým Kanada. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't need to listen to the national anthem, Canada. Dovolte mi, abych přivítal rozhodčí dnešního zápasu Letní Welcome Games Referees. Zápas dnes bude řídit Radka Sinková a Patricie Vokálová, obě z České republiky. The game will be conducted by Radka Sinková and Patricie Vokálová, both referees from the Czech Republic. Prosím, přivítejte všechny týmy nastoupený Kanada a USA. Please welcome team Canada and the USA.
Welcome to Tip Sport Arena, Pardubice in the Czech Republic. We have got a huge matchup for you this morning in the women's competition. Two of the biggest rivals, Canada versus the United States in women.